Well, my friends, it looks like Reddit is at it again. Hey, guys, gals, and pals, Mr. Obvious here. And today, we need to talk about Reddit banning the word groomer.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Here on Twitter with CCG Bryson, he says, Reddit banned the term groomer and referred to it as an LGBT slur. The irony in that. Oh boy, folks, we've got a lot to talk about in this story. And trust me, friends, the details are disturbing. But before we do, remember to smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for updates for future content, and if you like videos like this, please share them with your family and friends and online. And now, a word from our sponsor. Introducing Webull. Webull is a trading app where you can buy and sell stocks and cryptocurrency. Open a Webull account today and deposit any amount of money, even $1, and you could get up to 6 free stocks worth up to $9,000. My friends, it's basically free money. So download the app, install Webull, deposit a few bucks, and you're gonna get those free stocks, my friends. Join Webull today by clicking the affiliate link down below. And we're back. All right, folks, let's jump right in. First of all, what is a groomer? According to the Urban Dictionary, groomer is the following. A groomer is someone who builds a relationship, trust, and emotional connection with a child or young person so they can manipulate, exploit, and abuse them. So recently the term groomer has been going around in response to many of the insane stories we've seen in the culture war. One example is how teachers are trying to teach 5-year-olds about sexuality, about gender, and about many things that many parents who are concerned feel is inappropriate. However, Reddit recently came out and said that groomer is a slur. Now, this is shockingly an obtuse statement. Let me explain. When people refer to grooming, they're talking about child predators who go after children. So when Reddit comes out and they say, you're not allowed to use the term groomer because it insults LGBT, Reddit itself is claiming that the LGBT are correlated with groomers.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
A lot of people are calling this a Freudian slip or confession through projection. So the reason this happened is because of a subreddit called Political Compass Memes. The political compass basically describes where you are on the political spectrum. It's divided into 4 quadrants, basically a square. So, for example, if you're in the lower right side of the political compass, you are basically a based libertarian, a total ANCAP who believes in a 100% free market. You believe that 5-year-olds should be able to buy heroin.
Because I do believe that children do need some protection. Yes, you should not be able to sell heroin to a 5-year-old.
Base. If you are on the lower left quadrant of the political compass, you believe, for example, in anarchy and no government. You are basically a socialist hippie who does not understand the age of consent. Heyo!
Here's a fun tip that most Genshin players don't know. The age of consent is 18 years old.
And so on and so forth. Well, apparently, Political Compass Memes caused a stir after angry Reddit mods told the board they're no longer allowed to say certain things. This includes using the term groomer to describe people grooming children. Now, I want to make it very clear that Reddit and Reddit mods are trying to pretend that this story is about people being anti-LGBT. However, this is not the case. What's really happening here is pretty simple. People on Reddit are calling out groomers, people who want to manipulate, indoctrinate, and brainwash children and possibly abuse them. And Reddit, and specifically Reddit mods, are trying to hide behind the shield of LGBT to essentially defend grooming.
How dare you!
And I'm not exaggerating, folks. Reddit mods are actual groomers. Here on The Gateway Pundit, a trans Reddit mod is under fire for inviting underage minors to their home for hormone shots behind the parents' backs. This is a story from March 28th, 2021. And essentially, you had a Reddit mod who was inviting minors to their house. Minors, okay? Underage people, teenagers, children, and giving them drugs without a doctor, without notifying the parents.
FBI, open up!
Here the story says, trans Reddit moderator Ina Drew Urquhart is facing scrutiny for allegedly having minors come to their apartment to take hormones and puberty blockers, apparently without their parents' knowledge or consent. In a post on Reddit, Urquhart joked that with a number of trans girls that have come through my apartment, I need to rename it Drew's House of Wayward Trans Girls. This was a story that created a lot of controversy. The Reddit moderator's name was u/Drewy Poodle, and she was caught inviting 13-year-olds to her apartment.
FBI, clear right!
These are the kind of mods currently running Reddit. Now, to be fair, I am not saying that every single LGBT or trans group on Reddit is bad. Not at all. No one is saying that. That's not fair. The problem, I think, with these new rules is that by banning Groomer, you're essentially saying Reddit is a safe haven for groomers. A Reddit user named Adventurous Pause 720 says, let's portray the administrators as soy jacks. That will show them how unbased they are.
No, yeah, I get that. But see, I have the sign here.
There's now a hilarious meme going around where users on 4chan and the internet at large are calling Redditors predators. Pretty funny play on words. Here, Anonymous says, Predator is excellent meme material. Thanks for the groom, kind stranger. Reddit is now a groomer safe space. Okay, that's a pretty good one. You gotta admit. And how do we know that kids are highly suggestible and being groomed these days in modern society? Well, I'm gonna show you the proof here on Newsweek. Nearly 40% of US millennials and Generation Z identify as LGBTQ. This includes 30% of young Christians. So these are really shocking numbers, and basically what they tell us, that amongst millennials and Generation Z, almost 40% are now calling themselves LGBT. Now this is important because less than 5% of the population is thought to be LGBT. This is the sort of thing going on these days. It's statistically impossible for more than 5% of a generation to identify as gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender, because that's just how it works. There are other studies on this. In 2021, there was a study by Gallup that said that 1 in 5 people of Generation Z identifies as LGBT. And this number increased from 10% in 2017 to 20.8% in 2021. So I think it's fair to say that something's going on with these young people, and that most likely it is in fact some sort of peer pressure, virtue signaling, and maybe even grooming that's going on. I'm going to show you one final story. Here on the New York Post, I literally lost my organs. Why detransition teens regret changing genders. This is a story of a young girl who believed that she was trans because that's what society and her teachers told her. This is what the internet told her. This is her story. I'm going to read it here. Quote, I was failed by the system. I literally lost organs. When Chloe was 12 years old, she decided that she was transgender. At 13, she came out to her parents. That same year, she was put on puberty blockers and prescribed testosterone. At age 15, she underwent a double mastectomy. That's, for those who don't know, that's when you remove your breasts surgically. She goes on to say, less than a year later, she realized she had made a mistake, all by the time she was 16 years old. Now 17, Chloe is one of the growing cohort called detransitioners, those who seek to reverse a gender transition, often after realizing they actually do identify with their biological sex. Typically, many will struggle for the rest of their lives with irreversible medical consequences of a decision they made as minors. So you have a lot of these stories. A lot of stories of young kids who experienced rapid onset gender dysphoria, transitioned, the doctor said, okay, we'll put you on hormones, we'll give you major life-changing surgery, and you'll be on your way. The problem is, something like 90% of rapid onset dysphoria cases disappear. In other words, most of these people are not trans. So when you tell me that 1 in 5 Zoomers, or that 40% of millennials and Generation Z identify as LGBT now, I have to think that this is probably, peer pressure, and that most likely a lot of these kids are not trans. They're not LGBT. They're just trying to fit in. They say that in the United Kingdom, between 2009 and 2019, treatment for transitioning has increased 1,000% among biological males and 4,400% among biological females. The number of people identifying as transgender in the US has doubled since 2017. I think it's very obvious at this point that we have some sort of problem. Now, I just want to make it clear, if you are LGBT, good for you. If you're trans, great, that's wonderful. You do what you need to do to feel like you. I don't care. I think most people don't care, Maybe that's just a libertarian in me, live and let live. But I'll tell you, if you as a community are not going to police your own community, then we have a problem. Banning Groomer because why? Do these Reddit mods support grooming? I think that's the real question we need to ask. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know by commenting down below in the comment section. As always, support the channel by joining me on Patreon or Subscribestar, as this channel is currently supported by viewers like you. Joining will give you access to a private Discord server called Fight Club. Be sure to join, it's a great place, and it's members only. Links are down below in the description. Anyways, thanks for watching, folks. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all next time.